What's going on, y'all? So if I look sleepy, I am. I just got home from work and I'm about to go catch up on some sleep because I was on the phone kind of late last night and I lost track of time and I'm like, I need to be asleep. It's going to catch up with me tomorrow, and that's just what has happened. I am so tired. But I want to talk about this other thing that narcissists do when they first meet you. Say, for instance, one who's interested in you. They want you to know that they don't have it all together, but they're planning on doing this and doing that, going to school. You know, they love to talk about how much schooling they had, their education and stuff like that. They love to sound so smart. At the same time, it's just not enough for them. They just want to go back to school, and their plans to make more money so they can do this for you and do that for you. In the meantime, it's like they need so much from you. And if you don't really pay attention, you'll find yourself just giving and giving and giving till you don't have anything else to give, and they're going to keep using you for the simple fact that they know they can rely on you. Narcissists will make you think that, like you're the bad person the moment that you tell them no for the first time, and then they like to play on your emotions by, just poor mouthing and, poor me, poor me. I just have it so hard right now. I wish I had a good friend in my corner. And the whole while you've been that good friend in the corner. It's just that they have used you up so much to now they feel entitled to this. And, they want you to feel guilty when you're not, when you're not offering yourself to them for the moment. And so that's something that you have to be careful with, how much you're willing to do for a person, because the narcissists, they love to play this victim role to where, it messes with your emotions. It starts to make you think, like, should I stop here, or can I can do a little bit more from them. Am I wrong if I don't help them out this time around, even though you've done it like 1,000 times before? And they love to bring up something that they can do for you. Again, that goes back to things that you can pretty much do for yourself. You don't need them to do the little bit that they offer. And notice that it never really equals up. Like what you do for them, the favors will never really equal up to what you normally do for them. So what they want you to do is just feel like you always should be there. That's how they play on your intelligence when they do stuff like that. They'll make you think that no matter what you've done, the next problem that they have, like you can't look back at what you've done for me already. You need to focus on right now because I need you now. Like, and the next time around, I swear I'm going to have it. And it's just like, they will just take you for everything you have if you allow them to just walk over you all the time. And a narcissist kind of show you who they are when they can't accept rejection. They look at rejection as, a person just saying, well, no, I'm not going to be able to do it this time. Sorry. They take that as rejection. They take that as a blow, like you've done something wrong to them. And so they want you to feel guilty and to overthink about it so that you could come running back to them like, you know what? On second thoughts, I think I'll go ahead on and help you out because I've been helping you for so long. I just feel bad, if I'm not there for you this time around. And that's what they want you to feel. So, it's right up their alley if you come running behind them offering to help. So you just have to be careful with the narcissists when they play on your emotions because they love to use, that victim mentality. They love to go into the victim character to make you think that they're just having such a hard time and they could really use a friend, you know. And this happens in relationships, like with people who are pretty much leeching off the other partner. It's never really a 50-50 thing. It started off as just, hopes and dreams and promises, and they, they can't express enough how much they love you, but love is not enough. When you're in a serious relationship where you should be, at this point, like putting money together, like finances, it matters right now. We got to do grown up things now. We can't just sit and gaze in each other's face all day and just express how much we love. When it comes to, so what can I benefit from the relationship being with you? It's just like you're going to be given more than a narcissist is willing to give. But in the beginning, they made these promises to you to make you feel like, they're worth giving a try. That's why they pretty much want to rush into a relationship all the time, because it's like a sales pitch to them. That's how they see their victims. They don't see you as a human. They don't see you as a person that they're interested in. The only thing they're interested in is what they can benefit from you, and they see that when they first meet you. That's why it's important not to give off too much information about yourself when you meet somebody, because you don't know what their true intentions are. I mean, we don't really know what nobody's true intentions are, but as far as narcissists, you're going to start to see the signs, and it's up to you if you're going to continue to ignore the signs, or address it and just kind of let them know that you see a pattern in their behavior and you're not happy with that. That don't sit well with you, and that's just not something you're willing to deal with. We're going to have to make some changes in order for us to have a good, healthy relationship. If the narcissists take that as a threat and they start to get defensive, that's going to kind of, well, if the person takes it as a threat and get defensive, just because you express how much you do a little bit more than they're doing. If they take it the wrong way, that's going to let you know a lot about them. I mean, and that's just anyone in general. If you find yourself giving all the time and you don't get anything in return, you may love this person, you adore them, you crazy about them, but it's just like they just drain you because they need so much from you, more than they're willing to offer you. That's a red flag right there. That's a sign. It's telling you that this is something that you need to address with this person. And again, if they get mad about it, then maybe you don't need to be bothered with them anyway. But that's just something that I really wanted to speak on. Also, it happens in relationships, but it also happens with family members, with people you work with. I work with people who, they got diarrhea of the mouth and they talk a lot about their own personal business. But what I noticed about how they tell on themselves is how they always come out playing their victim role. First, they want you to feel sorry for them for whatever situation they're in desperate need for it. And then, it's like they find the help that they need. But when this help is asking, for the favor in return or whatever, it's a problem. And so now that victim mode, it becomes, poor me, and people just always want to mess over you, or, you just don't find good people anymore. And it's like, but you're telling this to people who don't really know you. So that's how it's going to sell pretty quickly. You're going to have people sold on this false, this false thing about you that points out that you pointing out something about somebody else, who's not treating you as well as they should for whatever reason, just because it's you. And that all just goes back to how the narcissist is just so entitled. They feel so entitled to everything that they want, And again, I just hear this person talk about it, at work like that all the time. Like, and you can tell that they're not really telling the whole story. They just telling the part that's going to make them look innocent, going to look like a victim, the part that's just going to make them look good. And the whole while, they probably owe this person a lifetime of money, but they're not going to tell you, the story in that way. They're going to tell you the part to where it's like this their first time asking for a favor from the person, and the person has turned them down. And they may have loaned them money probably once or twice in their lifetime, compared to the person loaning them money 10 or 15 times, maybe even more. But they're not going to tell you that. They're just going to tell you enough to get you feeling sorry for them, because that's the type of mind games that narcissists play. They need to play on your emotions. And as long as they got you sold on their victim mode that they go in, then, that's all they need. They just need you to be on their side, to hear them out, and, just agree with them. As long as they know that they have somebody agreeing with them all the time, that's how they gain more people to go against someone who doesn't even deserve the smearing and, just the backbiting and all that, because that's how they operate. That's how they roll. But anyway, that's all I want to talk about in this video is, be careful with the narcissist. And when you start to feel like you're doing too much, maybe you are. Sometimes you got to just sit back and brainstorm and be like, I just feel like, even though we have been knowing each other a long time, I guess you might want to say a good friendship, relationship, or that family member who you close to, sometimes you just got to sit back and think. Even if you got to write it down, do that for your own clarity and peace of mind. Like, I feel like that I just do so much. I've done so much for them. And I'm looking at what was I able to get back in return compared to what I'm willing to offer. And if it just doesn't equal out, if the favor doesn't equal out, that should tell you a lot about that person. And it should start to make you think differently about how you're going to deal with them. Because if you continue to just allow yourself to be used, you're just going to be used. Because the narcissists don't get tired of using you. They're not going to get tired of coming to you. And at the same time, be prepared for the backlash when you are not available for them. You can be available for the narcissist 5 days out of the week. And that one time that you just can't be there for them, it's a problem. It's going to be a bad one. And they want the whole world to know about it. So that's why it matters to sit back and just reflect on, okay, so, like, are you even deserving of me as a friend? Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself always just being this person that's the narc is going to be able to leech off of. And you can't blame nobody but yourself at a certain point, because you know it, like you feel it. You feel it and you know it in your heart that you deserve better from this person. But if you don't stop and do nothing about it, and you don't demand respect and understanding from them, then you're only asking for disappointment. So, yeah, so if y'all, ever have experienced something like that with somebody, I mean, I know that we talked about it already in the past about how narcissists drain you. But I'm talking about, like, if you were in a relationship with one, because they will even do it to you. It's like they love to talk that 50-50, but is it really equal? Like, I'm doing 50% of something that's taking a lot out of me, and you're doing 50% of something that doesn't cost a thing. See, that's how they trick you with that one, and it'll go right over your head, because they want you to know, they keep score. Trust me, they're keeping score of everything they've done for you, because they know that you're not. They know that you're not that type of person that's going to constantly, bring up what I've done, especially on mad day. But the narc will do it. The mad day narcs, they going to let you know I've been keeping score the whole while. And I've done this for you and I've done that for you. And it doesn't take nothing away from them. However, everything that you do for them, you can feel, the void. And it may not be a bad thing, because especially if you're doing it from the heart. But when it gets to the point where it's like they're wearing out their welcome, even in a relationship, like, well, this is not 50-50 anymore. I just feel like you expect too much from me and you're not willing to do the same in return. Like, it's just not fair. It's not fair for you to even, expect it from me. But if I'm not willing to do, if I'm not willing to do what you do, then you want to throw it in my face like, well, you can do a little bit more, They don't play fair, though. They don't play fair at all. And while I say play, it's because it's all games to them. It's mind games. If they can trick you with that way of thinking, then they got you right where they want you at. But once you get out of that mind frame and start to just kind of like see things for what it really is, and you bring it up, you call them out on it, that's when you're going to see their true intentions the whole while. That it was all about using you, what they can get from you. Because a lot of times you find people like that who are lazy. If a person is so lazy, they will find the easiest way, to do a favor for you. That even if it makes them the middleman, like, well, like they do the borrow from Peter to pay Paul thing. And they make you think that they already had a pocket full of money the whole while. They're just borrowing. They owe so many people. And that's how they were able to loan you. And they're going to keep that whole little scheme up as long as it gains them more supply. So they never really did anything that's taken away from them. It just takes from others, So just be careful of people like that. Because if you ever just think about it, it didn't come to mind for no reason at all. It's something to really think about. And no matter how much you may love that person, love yourself more to say, well, I don't really, I don't see the fairness. I don't see you doing the same for me. It's just, for what I do for you, you can be doing a whole lot more to match that. And not saying that you keeping score on what they do. Like some people, they can't do nothing for you without getting something in return. Not saying it like that either. But you just got to know the difference from a person, just a normal person, and a narcissist. That's what we talk about over here, talking about the narcissist. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Leave y'all thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you soon.